everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Turnovers will be a focus in today's game. The Packers are #1 in turnover differential, and they'll be up against a Jagz team that knows they have to take care of the ball. With that, let's get you out to Brandon Gotton and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 9 matchup.
Larry, from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL, there's a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Green Bay Packers. They come up in an offset eye. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Roughing the pass here, but Charles, that's a good call. But these days, you know quarterbacks, they're very protective.
We know how protective they are, and if it's anything borderline, they're going to get the call. But as a defender, that's hard to swallow sometimes because there's so many of these bang-bang plays.
They'll come out in the pistol. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Set,
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And this Jacksonville Jaguar defense, Charles, they have a lot riding on the youngster Jalen Ramsey.
As you well know, he was my #1 player coming out of the 2016 draft. I loved his versatility. The big question mark, is he enough of a ball hawk? Didn't have very many interceptions in college, but boy, he does everything else that you want. Runs, hits, wraps up on his tackles. He's going to start on the corner for the Jaguars.
It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They'll set up to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Touchdown, Packers. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Packers have taken the early lead. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that was part of their script because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And to give this time to the tailback. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Cuts it. And now the rookie's free. And he cuts it back right, and he's got a crease. Touchdown, touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And it'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. They almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Call it a pickup of 7, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Back to throw now on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got his man on the out route. A gain of 6 there on 1st. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. His throw incomplete. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. 3-9.
Looking to throw. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on third. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense. How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. The wide receivers, often a very, very talented group, and that's the case here.
And they don't mind showcasing it either. Those guys love to be flashy, love to make big plays out in the open field. They will attempt to do so in this game.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep. They've got his man complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there.
Watching that, Barney, Barney.
Now a first carry for their fullback. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
Watching that, Detroit! Detroit!
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping them from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. He only needed a few. inches. He didn't even get that. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. And the coach has decided to challenge this play. He has tossed down the red flag. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Leopard, Leopard. Under 10, 10. Detroit! Detroit! Hurry up, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
2 yards to go here on 3rd down.
Here we go now.
Back to throw here. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They'll give him 8 on the play, and on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. And a new set of downs here after picking up the 1st on the ground. So the D-line's going to spread out. Shift together here from the D-line. And to give this time to the tailback. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with this. And now the Jagz going to signal for another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
He'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Hey, the defense is in this game as well. They wanted to make it a tough 3rd down. They were able to do so on that last play, preventing a big gain.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. 17 yards on the pickup there and also a first down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. They practiced this all week. Pretty clear it paid off there. Threw it downfield, made it look relatively easy.
And it always comes a little bit easier when you've practiced it and tuned things up and you're confident in what you're doing now. They felt very, very good about their plan, and we saw the execution because the confidence of the players was there.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
And this seemingly endless drive continues. So they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
Gun. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Their big-bodied receiver. His first touchdown on the year. And the Packers have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They come out here in the eye. They go play action here on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to try and go deep again. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 15 yards through the air and a first down. To throw now on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So completion on 2nd down, that brings up 3rd. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Watch that in. Watch that in. That is right. That is right.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
Green 39.
They'll set up to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on 3rd and goal. On 3rd and short to give to the tight end. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal.
Now that was a pretty unconventional play call there on 3rd and goal. You hate to take a chance of something going wrong and turning the ball over. And now it's looking like they're going to have to settle for 3rd.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So put another 3 on the board, and all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the 3rd quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I'm here my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
All right, now look at 56.
They go back to the air here after the INT. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for him.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And he will find his man on the outside. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
the speed, I mean, the flat-out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
And he's brought down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Back now at Lambeau. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. second down now after the pass completion. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll run it now out of the gun. Give them 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Well, that wasn't just a loss. That was a loss of big yardage there. So the sense you're starting to get is that offensively things are starting to pile up against them, and they've got to find a way to stop that. Conversely, how about the great call by the defensive coordinator? He realized that he's got him on the run a little bit. That call was made to get upfield penetration by his defensive front to try and get into the gaps, get upfield into the backfield, and make a big play. I think that was actually called. Not to get it done that way, but to say, hey, guess what? We're going to be aggressive, and we had an opportunity and seized it.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar in some discomfort down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. They're going to look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're getting. Up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Going up top, and that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. That goes for a gain of 31.
All right, partner, that's it. That's a video game highlight catch right there. Acrobatic, one hand, come down with the football. Look, if you and I are...
And now the Jagz defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Six plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal.
All right, here we go.
They come up in an offset eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This will be taken very short. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line. And now out come the Jagz. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. They'll come out in the pistol. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And now a first down following that long gain. Now a play fake here on first down. And he finds a man on the crossing route. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
They'll look to throw here. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
And they'll go on the ground. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate. But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part one of the equation done. Now they need to convert and get that onside kick. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So still a small chance here with a little over 30 seconds to go, but they're definitely going to need this one to bounce their way. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, for a second there, I had flashbacks to a few years ago, the NFC Championship game for the Packers, but here they're able to hold on.
And many things changed in Green Bay after that game. Personnel, people coaching, the whole deal. And in this case, they get it done. No fail like they had in Seattle.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about the...
And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have one timeout left, and that should be all she wrote.
By the way, it's a good thing you can read that because nobody else can.
Not with my chicken scratch, not at all.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's caught inside the 25. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them